Hey guys, it's Elizabeth. We're here with The Naked Truth. Where are we coming live from? Portland, Oregon, Huntington Beach, California, and Princeton, New Jersey tonight. Hey everybody. And I get to be here with Lindsay again 2 weeks in a row, so I'm excited about that.
Thanks. Yep, and we're here with Gretchen. Welcome, Gretchen. We're so excited to have you.
Thank you.
And it's right around your surgiversary, which was just a couple days ago.
Yes, 1 year, last week.
Which is crazy because it seems like yesterday that you had surgery.
Yeah, I disagree. I feel like you've been in goal already for like the whole year.
I know. I know. We don't want to talk about that. But anyway, how was your week, Gretchen?
It was good. Nothing really significant except for that.
You exercise 27 times a day, every day, right?
I try to okay. I'm in a little contest, and this particular week I get very competitive. Lindsay knows.
Is this a Lindsay Fly challenge group?
Yes.
And the competition, I mean, like, I have to give Gretchen some kudos because she has tripled her points over the next highest score.
Whoa.
So it's like not even like a competition. Like it's really only a competition for the second place winner.
And then people are going to be sick of seeing my stuff.
Yeah. Last couple months she's had some competition, but this month not at all. So
she blew it out of the water.
Yep, blew it right out.
So how about your week, Lindsay? You had a fall.
A couple notable things that happened to me this week is I took a little tumble. I practically broke my head. I fell and I've got a nice little.
Still love you.
Yeah, from here to here, it's nice and tender. It's feeling a little better. But yeah, fell head first into a cabinet and solid oak cabinet, no less. And then I re-hurt my ankle, but it is feeling better. So I'm hoping that by next week, when I come see Liz, that I will be able to at least be on it a little bit. So Disneyland is not totally out of the picture at this point, which is good. And then the other thing that's noticeable. It's not noticeable, but is notable, is that I bought my wedding dress.
Woo!
So that's
exciting.
Yeah. What about you, Liz? How was your week?
It wasn't that great. I'm having some work challenges, and my refrigerator broke. I'm hoping it's fixed by the time Lindsay gets here because we need a refrigerator.
Well, I thought it was just a freezer.
Well, it is just the freezer, but the refrigerator's like not as cold as it should be. And so I had
if the refrigerator doesn't work, I think we can make do with that. But if the freezer doesn't work, I'm definitely going to stay somewhere else. Like.
Okay, well.
I mean, like.
See, ice is more important to me than anything that's in the refrigerator because I love my ice. So I'm really not happy about this. And I called the appliance person, and they're like, yeah, this is way too complicated. You have to get a specialist. They usually take 2 weeks to come. So I'm hoping that's not the case.
Well, we can always just get a cooler and keep a bag of ice in a cooler.
That's what I'm doing now. That's what I'm doing now. Okay, so we have like a ton of community celebrations this week. But first, I want to let you guys know that I have the Q&A up, so you can post questions and let us know you're watching there. Jennifer Bleacher's watching. Hi, Jennifer. And you can also text me if you like, 714-625-5663. Either one is fine. I don't care. It's fine. Whatever. Okay, community celebrations. We have a ton. Aubrey in Wonderland and Carrie Ella VSG got their surgery dates. So that's exciting. Teeny Tiny Tummy for Christine celebrated her 2-year surgiversary. And she also, I think we shouted this out last week, but she also did a Disney half marathon or 10K. I can't remember. But she did something at Disney, a 10K, I think. Yeah, last week. Gretchen, CCVSG, and Amy Blankenship are celebrating their 1-year surgiversary, which seems impossible. Okay. It's kind of like when your kids get older and you're like, how can that be? That's how I feel about you having your 1-year surgiversary because that was like yesterday. Brooke James had her gallbladder out, and she is recovering well.
Good.
We have like a shitload of birthdays this week. So Gastric Rose and Connie have their birthday this week, and I forgot to write down the days, but it's this coming week. Terry Santiago has her birthday this week. Tiffany Clark has her birthday this week. Heather Burke has her birthday this week. Rachel Rock-Create has her birthday this week. And somebody else has a birthday this week. I don't remember who it is because I'm trying to forget. Anyway. Rachel Rock-Create has, and it seems like she just had surgery yesterday. I think she's like 6 weeks post-op. She's lost 25% of her excess weight, which is awesome. And Rachel, we need to get you on the show, so I want to book you on the show because you're not
referring. Cool. You're referring to yourself, Elizabeth.
What are you talking about? What?
Oh, this is delayed reaction.
Wednesday.
I know you're a little slow. But yes.
Yeah, I know. But you were talking, and I was trying not to interrupt you, like I always do. And then I just wait a minute. I'm an interrupter. I'm interrupting anyway. So.
Yes, I turned the big 5. I turned the big 5-0. So yeah, that's exciting. But the good part is Lindsay's coming on my birthday, so I'm really excited about that. Lily VSG had her surgery last week. Caitlin's VSG journey has lost 104 pounds. She passed the 100-pound mark. VS Jenny would just like us to keep her in our thoughts because she's going to see her surgeon for a gastroscopy, which I'm not totally sure what that is, to find out what's going on with her reflux. Kay, I think it's Sibin, is 2 years post-op, 150 pounds down. She's had a couple of plastics procedures, and coming up in a couple of weeks, she's having a facelift and her eyes done. Awesome. And Jennifer Bleacher made it to the gym 4 days this week. I wish I could say the same thing. And it's also Jennifer's son's birthday today. I think he turns 5, her youngest son. So happy birthday to him. And I hit Wonderland last week for the 2nd time, but I'm not there anymore, so whatever. Anyway.
I can relate to that. I understand. I did that a couple weeks ago.
I'm close. I may be back there tomorrow by my official weigh-in. I think I want to celebrate when I get it 4 weeks in a row. That's when I'll officially celebrate being there.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I saw Wonderland for the 2nd time, like in January, and I saw it for like a week or 2 weeks, and I think that's fair. 4 weeks in a row seems legitimate.
Right. Yeah.
Instead of just like,
Boop, there it is. Yep.
I know. And
those are our community celebrations. So congratulations, everybody.
Yay! Well, Gretchen, let's just jump right in. I like to just dive right in with your standard elevator weight loss surgery pitch.
Yeah.
So get to it, sister.
So this is gonna sound like one of my videos. I'm 5'10", thank God, because I used to hate my height, and now I love it.
I heard you say that in last week's video that you did. Why do you think that changes?
I think I was socially awkward when I was younger. And I was a kid, and I was always like a head above everybody else. I was always put in the back of pictures. And now it's like, damn, I have legs. So
very long, skinny legs.
So my highest weight was 280, and I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy on February 25th of last year at University Medical Center of Princeton, or as Liz likes to know, the House Hospital. I saw the smirk coming on.
Because I love House. I dreamt about it last night. So you guys know.
My surgeon was Dr. Wyatt Chow, and the funny thing is I only heard of the sleeve a month before my consult. A friend of mine had it who I never thought needed surgery, and she was telling me about it, and then I started looking at the procedure on YouTube, and I liked the permanency of it, and I was done being at the weight I was, so I just made a consult with the guy who works for the hospital, and that was it.
I had never heard of it till I was in the classes. Had you, Lindsay?
No. I went to before my surgery, maybe 2 or 3 years before I had my surgery, I went in and did like a free group, and they didn't really talk about it, or if they did, they really went like glossed over it, and I was like, no. And so when I went in the 2nd time, then they talked about it a lot more, and then I was like, okay, because I was actually pretty anti weight loss surgery for me personally, because I thought it was such a scary thing. So yeah, when they talked about they talked about the sleeve a lot more, and that's when it became like, that's something that sounds a little less scary and more reasonable. So yes.
So, and what's your weight now, 1 year post-op?
So I hit goal in October, which for me was 165. Numerical. I call it numerical.
And Lindsay and I are very jealous, but go ahead.
So I was not given a goal by the doctor. So I picked 165 because it's like the upper cusp of the BMI chart for my height, and I had never seen it before. And that came and went, and I weighed in Thursday on my surgiversary at 146.8.
What?
Nice.
146?
Yeah, at 5'10".
Yes.
This is why I call her the name that you don't like, Lindsay. She is like the skinny bitch.
I'm done.
I don't like that name, but that's incredible, and I'm not at all jealous.
Not at all. Me either.
I'm so happy for you.
I'm so happy for you. I'm gonna sob into mine now.
Sure.
Real quick question from Christian Haney. She's watching and she wants to know if you're going to WLSFA. I don't think you are you? No. But she's coming to Chicago.
Christian is?
No, you are. Christian is going to be on a cruise. Yeah, so she's not.
I feel like it's kind of my fault that I messed that up.
The Haneys were my introduction into the weight loss surgery community people. So I got to meet them in October, and I would completely just pick Jim's brain and watch Christian roll her eyes. It was fabulous.
Was he dressed as a girl? Last time I saw him, he was dressed as a girl.
No.
Okay.
He was appropriately dressed. And for public, at least.
Okay. So, were you overweight as a child? What's your story kind of around weight growing up?
I don't think I was. I don't really remember being classified as overweight. But I was always the bigger kid, and I was always very awkward, and I just think that I gained the most of my weight. I gained it in college, and then after I had my daughter, I lost 10 pounds and gained 40. So it was actually more in adulthood for me.
Okay.
Has weight been an issue for other members in your family? When you say was it some of your youth stuff more your height, or did you have feelings that you were bigger than the other kids, and did other family members have issues with their weight?
Yeah, there is weight issues in my family. Not anything huge that I perceived as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
My sister was pretty athletic. I joined a sport just to get in National Honor Society.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried to be athletic, but I was never really coordinated enough for that. But yeah, there's definitely weight issues in my family.
Mm-hmm.
So your daughter's 5?
5.
Okay, so you put on the majority of your weight after you had your daughter.
Yeah.
And how did that kind of impact your life? How did your life change with putting on that additional weight?
In the beginning, I was oblivious to it because I nursed for 2.5 years, so I kind of ate with abandon. You have to have extra calories in order to do that, and I just was like, give it to me. And then as she got older and walking and everything, I couldn't do very much with her. So that was really the catalyst because I had one particular moment. I remember we were at Sesame Place, which is a Sesame Street themed amusement park for kids, and I had to send my sister on a ride with her because I was too big. By 60 pounds, I was too big. So that was to have to send my sister on a ride. That was pretty much it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Was that the kind of the breaking point for you? Is that where you were like, okay, I'm having weight loss surgery? What was the final decision?
So it was the moment where I realized I had to do something. And it was around the same time that my friend had the sleeve done. So I think it just was a happy medium of everything coming together at once, and I kind of took it from there.
Okay. So did you do other things before you considered weight loss surgery? Did you try other ways to lose weight?
Oh, yeah. In college, I did Stacker 2, which were those. It was an over-the-counter pill that had something crazy in it, some drug that now is known to make your heart race.
Oh, what is it? Ephedrine or something?
Something like that.
Yeah. So I did that. I did Weight Watchers a couple of times. I tried shakes, like Slim Fast. I would lose like 30 pounds was like my magic number.
I heard you say that too in your video this week, and that was my magic number too, 30 pounds, and then it didn't matter how much I weighed going into it, I would get 30 pounds down, and then I would put it back on.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was because I felt like, you don't, at that point I didn't think anything was a long-term solution. It was always the short term, so I'd go back to eating the way I did or moving less, and it would just all come back and then some.
So how much time went from when you decided to investigate weight loss surgery to when you actually had it?
So I had my consult in September of 2014, and there was a 3-month waiting period for my insurance where you had to have the nutrition appointments. The strange thing about my insurance, which I believe is changing now, is that there was no psych eval required.
Wow.
Yeah. I think I'm fine. I think I was okay without it.
Well, my psych eval was pretty pathetic, so they would have thought anything unless I said,
It was 3 months, and then I got my approval right after Christmas, and then I had my surgery at the end of February.
Okay. Did you have fears going into it?
Yes. I had never had major surgery before. I don't count wisdom teeth that major, so I'd never been. My biggest fear was actually being put under, the intubation. I watched the surgery on YouTube like 20 times. So I knew what the procedure was like, and that sort of thing doesn't freak me out. I can watch surgeries and blood and guts on other people. And it was the first time I was ever away from my daughter overnight. So that was just a little bittersweet.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
When you came out of surgery, Gretchen, I had the same fears as you because it was my first major surgery too, and intubation and all that stuff. Did they show you pictures of your stomach?
So I have a picture, and I couldn't find it in time. I'll have to post it when I find it. So I asked my surgeon if he could take a picture, and he said, oh no, but ask the scrub nurse. So as I'm getting wheeled in with my mother, I said to her, can I get a picture? And she looks at me and looks at him and says, I'll take a picture on my phone and email it to you. And he's sure. So the picture's actually really dark. And after I was in my room, like the next morning, I asked the nurse, is there something on my chart for me, like a picture? So I can see why it is the banana shape. But it's a dark picture. But yeah, I have it somewhere.
Oh, I see. They took a picture of the inside.
No, they took a picture of the remnant on a table.
And that was banana shaped?
That was like a big banana.
Okay.
They filled mine up with saline and did it.
Oh, I've seen that.
Isn't that crazy?
I want a picture.
Because
I showed you my picture, didn't I, Liz?
I don't know. Maybe a long time ago. I don't remember.
This is
posted on Facebook.
This is the cool thing. I heard that the way I explain it to people is the average human stomach, fully expanded, like gut-busting, unbutton your pants, can hold 2 liters of fluid. That's a whole soda bottle.
That's a soda bottle.
Yeah, no, my stomach fully inflated with saline was at least this big. And that was only what was taken out, not what was left, Yeah.
And now I say I have, because if people can't visualize it, I'm like, well, now I have like a banana.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Now, you had some complications post-op, right?
Yeah.
Well, can you talk about that?
Sure. I'll try and make it brief.
We're actually doing good on time tonight, so you don't have to make it totally.
So 5:30, show's over.
Yeah, we're good.
I know I'm up against The Walking Dead.
I know, and just so you know, Jim Haney posted that he's watching, but they're out of here at 8:57 for The Walking Dead. So I have to say, I watched that I haven't watched The Walking Dead in years, but I watched my boyfriend when I was at his house this week. We watched the episode that everybody's talking about, the premiere one from this season. And I mean, it's like all the same. It's just people get killed by zombies the whole time. I don't know why everybody is so into that, but whatever. Anyway, your complications. I'm going to get hate mail for that, I know, but anyway.
So about a week post-op, I was having some sort of back pain, and I thought it was from sleeping on a recliner. And it kind of migrated a little bit to the side, and I called my surgeon, and he said, oh, it could just be the air, because we blow you up, and air, the gas moving could just create some cramps. So then it got bad. I called the on-call surgeon 9 days post-op, and she thought it was gas or constipation. because I hadn't gone in a week. And she's like, go to Walgreens, which is like down the street for me, and get some like a heating pad and Colace. Like try to if it's gas. So the next morning, I got my neighbor up because my husband was working. She went to Walgreens for me. The pain had migrated to my sternum and was getting pretty bad. So the Colace and heating pad didn't do anything. And my mother came over that day, and I was letting my daughter watch TV. And she brought me prune juice and milk of magnesia. So I downed a shot of milk of magnesia like it was the best thing ever and promptly puked in my kitchen. And then she said, we can go to the ER if you want to. It's up to you. I'm like, let me just sit it out. So I sat with the heating pad, and then after an hour, I realized if she left, I wasn't capable of taking care of my daughter. So I called my coworker who was working in the ED. And I said, what would they do for you for constipation? She said, oh, give you some fluids and an enema and wait for you to go. I was like, well, it's a Saturday. I don't know many people in the ER on a Saturday. Let's go. So we drove down, and on the way down I had like a panic attack, I think, just from anxiety of it all. And then, went to the ER, given fluids, finally had a CAT scan after a couple of hours. I was on some pain meds. And they discovered a 3-centimeter blood clot in my portal vein, which is the vein that goes between your liver, spleen, and intestine. So it's kind of like a Y shape. So after that, I was admitted overnight. And it's not funny, haha, it's funny in hindsight. So I was on Dilaudid post-op with a PCA pump, patient-controlled administration, and I was expecting the same medication. So I get upstairs, and they give me morphine. And morphine does nothing. So my mother was there, and we're like, amazing. Yes, it is. So, especially when you can do it yourself.
Exactly.
So the nurse was like, I said, I don't want morphine. It's not going to do anything. So she called the doctor on call, who was not my surgeon, and they said, okay, we can give you one more dose of, we can give you Dilaudid. And my mom was like, well, what happens after that? Morphine? And we're like, that's not going to work. So after she left and I was all comfortable in the bed, I called the surgeon on call. This is 12:30 in the morning. And I said, why can't I have a PCA pump of Dilaudid? And she said, well, we have to monitor your pain level. So that's why I can't have the pump. Okay. And I said, why can't I have Dilaudid? She's like, well, we can up your morphine. I'm like, no, I don't care. I didn't pull the employee card. I didn't want to go there. I just said, no, give me Dilaudid and don't make me ask for it. So I got the Dilaudid, and it was a standing 2-hour order every 2 hours. So, I was there for about 3 days and given a Lovenox bridge, the shots in your tummy, and then I bridged to a blood thinner for 3 months. So it's gone now.
So they don't remove the blood clot. They just try to thin it out and let it pass.
Yeah. They use blood thinners to thin out the clot and let it reabsorb. And I was given genetic tests on my blood because I have a family history of blood clots, but they were all considered incidental because they were not caused by a surgery. This was pretty much chalked up to a post-op complication because the genetic testing came back negative, which is crazy. So when they found the blood clot, they found a liver hemangioma, which is a cyst on my liver, and that is pretty much, I looked it up online, hemangiomas, it's benign.
It's a blood, but isn't that a blood something?
It's a fluid-filled cyst on my liver that's about 3 centimeters. That seems to be my magic number. But they tend to be found when you're looking for something else, which is exactly what happened. So now I'm being followed for the hemangioma because I had an MRI with contrast done, and it grew to 4.4 centimeters. So I'm a mystery.
Wow.
You are.
But I'm not symptomatic at all from that. That's just a completely incidental thing that was found. So everything else is fine.
And how old are you, Gretchen, if you don't mind saying? You're in your early 30s, right?
I'll be 37 in March.
Okay. Oh, yours is the 11th?
The 12th.
The 12th. Okay.
Yay.
March babies.
Yeah.
So, Gretchen, kind of to switch gears a little bit off the scary blood clot, because that's terrifying. So, you know, I know you didn't grow up heavy, but you obviously suffered with weight for several years, and we kind of always have these thoughts in our minds pre-surgery about who we're going to be and how we're going to be like and what we're going to look like post-op. Like, what did that vision look like for you pre-op, and how does it measure up to who you are and how you feel now?
I think pre-op, I used one of those apps that you can like put in your hair color and your eye color and your build and then shrink it down and to what you think your goal weight would be and what you might look like. So I thought I'd be a solid 14. I was always comfortable at a 14. I think I was a 14 when I got pregnant.
What are you now?
I hover between a 6 and an 8.
I love you so much. I'm jealous.
It's okay. You can say it.
Yeah, between a 6 and an 8, depending on the clothes.
That's awesome. How does that make you feel? But so that was not something you ever expected.
No. It's very. I do get. I try to be humble by it. You know, I don't want to take too many pictures of myself, but I took a selfie and sent it to Amy today from Target because I liked how I looked in the mirror at like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Hey, Amy sent me a selfie of herself today too, so don't.
So
I think I'm just saying.
Yeah, you can't take enough pictures of yourself.
Yeah.
What about in terms of, because I remember like the morning of surgery, because my surgery was in the afternoon, I'm thinking I'm never again going to be able to eat all these things. I mean, what I expected that surgery and living with surgery was actually going to be like was very different. Like my son asked me, and he was older. I mean, he was like 17 when I had surgery. He's like, "Are you going to come home thin?" I wish.
Yeah.
But did you have thoughts about how you would feel and interact with food post-op?
I thought I'd always be eating half a cup at a time. I was very strict with the pre-op diet. We were able to eat one meal a day, one of real food. But I was always thinking that it would be really tiny portions. And I really couldn't grasp the concept of not eating and drinking at the same time. That took a while. But now I don't mind it so much. But yeah, I feel like I'm over the I'll never be able to have ...
Yeah.
Because there was nothing really that I wanted to have all the time then. You know, bread was a little bit of an issue. I love me some bread. But pasta and rice I could do without. Potatoes I can, find alternatives. But yeah, I think bread was my biggest issue. Because, bread in the beginning of a meal with some butter when it's all warm, or like a bread bowl with soup, I'd eat the whole thing.
Do you eat bread at all now?
I do. I'll have like a half a sandwich, or like I try to make that cloud bread stuff. That was like a one-time thing, and I failed miserably, and I just will not try it again.
Oh, I was telling Lindsay about that. I didn't send you the recipe for it, did I? The cloud bread stuff. Lindsay?
No.
No. You tried it. It didn't work well, Gretchen?
It was flat and like bleh, mushy. So I haven't tried it again. But bread is one thing I'll have like I made fondue.
I was gonna say you make a lot of fondue. What do you eat with the fondue?
Can I just tell you? I'm obsessed with the Melting Pot restaurant. And
what do you order there? I mean, do they let you order as a child?
Well, yeah, because Amy went there on Friday, and I was like, the Melting Pot would be so wasted on me at this point.
I haven't gone there since surgery. If I went, I'd probably just do cheese and chocolate. So for Valentine's Day, for my daughter and husband, I thought I'd make fondue, and I went to Bed Bath & Beyond and bought a fondue set. It was electric because I'm not into the whole Bunsen burner sterno thing.
Yeah.
Got some recipes off of Pinterest, and I made cheese and chocolate. And then the following Saturday, I took the set in the box over to my parents' house and made it for them. And
with beer.
So I had bread with that, but that it's not all the time.
Yeah, but the thing about fondue is I had like big fondue parties. The thing about it is like so many types of meat are good with cheese, like sausages, chicken apple sausage, bratwurst, like all different kinds of meats are good with it. So it doesn't have to be bread. Like I think a lot of people think fondue it has to be bread. So the thing is you can have the nice sourdough bread on the side, but like you can really add fruit, like cheese and apples are great.
I had pickles and cheese.
Whoa,
interesting.
I'm a little crazy.
Don't knock it till you try it.
I know, I get it.
Last night I went to this great. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I could talk about this forever. Green apple, pickles.
Green apple sounds really good.
Yeah. What else? Little sausages. Yeah. It was. Oh, and then some flash steamed broccoli and cauliflower.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went out with a friend last night to this really great new Mexican restaurant that opened. They had this guacamole with like pomegranate in it, and they made like homemade chips.
Wow.
But she's like, you didn't really eat that many chips. I'm like, no, because we also got shrimp, and so I dipped the shrimp in the guacamole, and it was amazing.
Oh, that sounds good.
It was so
Gretchen,
good.
you had mentioned you were afraid you would only eat half a cup forever. Like, how much do you feel like you eat in a portion size now?
I can easily eat a cup.
Yeah.
For the total meal. Yeah, I try not to because I have my witching hour of 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which is like I'm ready to start grazing.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same.
I need to like finish my bottle of water at work. At work it's a lot easier. I try to keep myself busy. It's almost like when I quit smoking. Keep my hands busy to not go for food. Mm-hmm. It's very strange. I find myself like leaving my desk to take a walk or telling myself, like really arguing with myself to finish the water before I touch the protein bar or whatever I have. So yeah, for meals it's about a cup.
Mm-hmm. I was just wondering that since you said that.
Yeah.
What do you feel has been your biggest struggle post-op?
I would say consistency. Like I'm really good with exercising certain weeks. And
well, it seems like you really bumped it up. I mean, over the last few months, you have really bumped your exercise up.
I would say since October, right, Lindsay?
Right.
Last summer, I wasn't really exercising a whole lot. I mean, we have an elliptical that's in front of a TV, so I really have no excuse. And I like taking a walk or attempting to run outside because I'm not really a runner. And we have a pool in our complex, so I definitely think that it was probably, the fall, which is strange because you think with the colder weather you wouldn't do much because you want to be outside more, but the elliptical has helped a lot with that.
Well, let's talk about that some more, Gretchen. Just, I guess, what role exercise has played in your journey and what your exercise routine looks like now and all the good stuff.
Well, my husband works in New York City, so if he is going to work, he gets up fairly early. I'll try and get up with him and use the elliptical before I even go to work. That's very helpful because I can break it up, 15 minutes here, 20 minutes here, and I feel like I'm getting my workout in, even if it's even if sporadic. There's a stairwell at work that goes up 8 floors, and I'll try and take that twice a day. I'm not into lunges, but that works the butt. So
I'm not into lunges either, but Brandon is, so I don't have a choice.
Well, what else? Talk to us more about your exercise routine. So what else do you do?
How did you start? And how did you start? What did you start with?
Yeah.
Walking. I walked outside a lot. I walked at work after I went back to work. Swimming. My daughter's school is within walking distance of our house, so I would just go outside and walk to get her. And yeah, it wouldn't be my normal pace that I would usually do by myself, but it was still movement. Mm-hmm. I like that idea. Gastric Rose talks about your movement of the day. It doesn't have to be vigorous every day. Mm-hmm. You can have a sweat check with no sweat. I try doing some yoga. I try not to get bored very easily. That's another big thing. I get into a rut, and then I don't want to do that particular exercise ever again, it seems. But I think as long as I can keep doing something, and it goes in waves. I like to get to the point where I feel like I miss out if I don't exercise. And I'm in that point now. I hope that it keeps up, after Chicago and, the seasons change again, that I'll miss it if I don't do it.
Mm-hmm. Has it been an important part of your journey, especially you mentioned you started around the fall, being more active with that? Has that helped your self-esteem? I mean, what difference has that made for you?
Oh, yeah. I used to walk with a couple of people at work. We used to do 2 to 3 miles during our lunch break, just in the building, doing stairwells and different hallways, and I'd map it on Map My Fitness.
Yeah.
And we'd get comments from some people like, there's the walkers, can we join you? And nobody could ever keep up. But she walks more regularly than I do right now. But yeah, I definitely think that it was very helpful to gear up in the fall, where I would think I would normally want to hibernate. I'm not especially into putting in a DVD, but I have some now. So I'll try to do something different every once in a while just to space it up. But yeah, I think it's very important. I think if I did not keep up in the colder months, it wouldn't be this much of a part of my day.
Yeah, awesome.
And just feeling stronger, is amazing.
Yeah. Like I can climb under my daughter's loft bed. She has a bed, not like a bunk bed, but she has a crawl space under her bed that I can crawl in and sit up and read a book with her with a nightlight on. Little things that I think it's that you don't realize that you're doing it until you've done it and you're like, holy crap, I can cross my legs under the desk. Mm-hmm. That's a big deal.
A year ago I couldn't have. Yeah.
No.
I had a friend come pick up some furniture for me this week, and he came to deliver it on Friday, and I was helping him coming up and down the stairs. And I got a little sweaty, but I was carrying shit up and down the stairs, up and down the stairs. And he was really tired, and I was just not even that tired, and it was like, whoa, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
that's the best.
It is. Stephen Lang is watching from Canada, and he wanted to say that he's amazed at how fast the process is in the U.S. for weight loss surgery. In Canada, it's a 12-month wait, but it's free, so he's not complaining. So anyway, yeah, free is good. Did your surgeon and nutritionist lay out a diet plan for you post-op?
Yeah. The nutritionist who's in the doctor's office gave us a 4-week plan. I can't remember it. I think it's partly due to my readmission because I think I progressed to, the second one is mushies? Mm-hmm. I think I progressed to mushies pretty fast because when I was readmitted, they don't have a bariatric meal plan in the hospital. Mm-hmm. I just ordered like cream of wheat and broth and Jell-O, which I don't think I would have been on if I was at home. So I kind of stuck to that when I came home. I lived on sugar-free popsicles for 4 days at one point when I was really getting into the pain before I went back to the hospital. But yeah, there's stuff that the nutritionist still tells me not to have, like cookie butter. And
what is that, actually? I don't even know what that is. I saw it at Trader Joe's, but I didn't buy it because you talked about it.
I was going to bring it to Chicago for you.
As long as you keep it in your room.
It's speculoos cookies made into a butter, like a spreadable butter.
What the fuck?
I know, right? There's a Trader Joe's right down the street, Lindsay. We can go get some.
I just went there today and I bought 2 jars of crunchy cookie butter. That's
and you put it on something, or you just eat it?
No, I just eat it with a spoon. I do measure. It does go in my Fitness Pal.
Is it
half a jar?
Is it the texture of butter, or is it the texture of cookie dough?
It's the texture of spreadable butter, like a really thick peanut butter.
Okay. I was going to be like I love butter, but if I were to eat butter texturally from a spoon, I think I'd throw up. Like texturally.
But it's like frosting then. Frosting is the texture of butter. Okay, well, I was going to ask you if you're a rule follower, but I guess that answers the question, right?
Well,
There I was, like pre-op. Oh, I haven't had soda since my consult.
And you haven't really had alcohol either, right?
No. So my first sip of alcohol was in August of last year in Canada at a wedding. That my mom said, "Here, try this," and I was like, "No, no, no." She's like, "You're not gonna die." And my mom's this is my mom. My mom's cousin was the groom. And she's like, "Come on, Andy made it." I'm like, "Well, I guess I have to." So I took a little bit, and I was really Huh?
He made the alcohol?
Yeah, he and his son brew beer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I took a sip from the bottle, just a sip, and I was nervous. But of course, there's no effect. But I did forego the champagne toast. And then I had just a couple, like last week, because this is funny, just because I made the fondue. So the fondue I made for my husband and daughter was made with white wine, and I didn't want the wine to go to waste, and my husband doesn't really drink, so I poured out 5 ounces because I figured I really want to try alcohol at home because I've always heard that you don't know how you're going to react to it, and I was not a huge drinker before. So I drank it as I'm making the fondue. Nothing. No reaction.
None?
So I was like, huh?
Did you have the one glass?
Nothing. I had no reaction off of that.
But did you only have the one glass, or did you have the second glass?
No, I only had the one glass. But then wait, nothing. And then
I can drink when I was much more of a lightweight before surgery than I am now.
I am definitely more of a lightweight now, but the first time I drank after surgery, I drink excessively because I didn't have any effect either.
Yeah.
And I drank like so much because I was like, I just wanted to get enough to have that 2 glasses of wine glass. And I drank so much because I never got it.
Oh.
It was
okay,
weird.
Here's the question. Chicago, drinking or not drinking?
Probably.
Probably what?
Maybe 1 or 2. Yeah.
I was curious. Okay, Wendy Allison is watching from Australia. I didn't realize she lived in Australia. She's awesome. So, hi, Wendy. She leaves the best comments. And Jim Haney says cookie butter with apples, bananas, and strawberries.
Okay, that sounds better.
That sounds really good. Okay. Okay. Now we're getting close to time. So, Lindsay, let's go.
You're like, and go.
And go.
Well, you have to shh for a minute. Okay. Like, everyone focus. What have been some of the most powerful moments for you, Gretchen, since surgery or through the whole process? And what do you consider your biggest accomplishments? And 3-part question, have there been any negative?
You may need to repeat one of those.
Okay, that's fine. Let's start with the beginning. Powerful moment. Go.
Best NSVs.
Pressure.
Go. Hurry.
She's like,
I would say the biggest one is still playing with my daughter. It's still, running and making her chase me okay, so she thought it was hysterical that like I had bare feet on the kitchen floor and it was cold and I was jumping up and down and I realized, oh my God, my knees don't hurt.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
So I think it's still, those are and I was able to go on the rides with her last summer. The swing rides and the roller coaster and all that stuff. Yeah. So those are still the big ones.
Yeah, even though my son is old, my biggest ones have all been around him.
Mhm.
Have there been any downsides?
The blood clot. Which
that's not funny, sorry.
Which
but I guess like more in terms of in terms of other people, or I know you've had a few things like with somebody at work.
Oh yeah, there was a doctor that I know on a professional level, not a patient doctor level, and she came up to me and said, I think you should really be done. And this is when I was like 10 pounds heavier. And I just was kind of taken aback, and I was like, I'm fine. Actually, I think it was the day I hit goal that happened.
Your fucking business.
And I was like, I'm fine. And she's like, yeah, but I've seen things. And I wanted to say, in hindsight, I wanted to say, have you seen this? At that point, I think I was just kind of taken aback, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, the random comments, the ones that I get now at work are people who I don't even talk to, who we know who each other are in the hallway, but they'll come up to me and they're like, "Oh, you look so great, you're doing so well. Maybe it's time you stop." Like, there's more of a pause, and then it's like,
why do people feel the need to do that?
I know. My friend told me that last night because she's like, "Do you still want to lose more weight?" I'm like, "Yeah, like 20 more pounds."
A friend who knows you and has seen, like, is different than some fucking stranger. Like, that's crazy pants.
Yeah. Well, see, so friend
is any better, really, but like, it's a little better.
My really good friend at work, the one I walks all the time, that I used to walk with, she had RNY 8 years ago, and when she was going through the pre-op process, she was the same size as me. And I would go up to her and say, "Good morning, Susan. You just have to move more." I was a bitch. "How are you doing? Just take a walk with me." And
oh my God.
Oh, I was horrible. And I didn't realize that until I was going through the pre-op process, and I apologized to her for like 4 months. And she's like, "Oh, it's fine, it's fine." No, she's so far up.
Yeah.
I could not believe how I was to her. And so this guy came up to her and said, "As Gretchen's friend, you should really tell her that she needs to stop losing weight." And this is somebody that I know but didn't have the balls to say it to my face. And she said back to him, as her friend, "I'm not saying anything." And I thanked her for that, because I was like, seriously, you see me in the hall every day and you don't have the balls to tell me to my face what you think?
He shouldn't, though. He shouldn't.
Yeah.
He shouldn't.
None of his business.
He should keep those balls to himself on all fronts. Between you and your friends.
Exactly.
You shouldn't be talking about it to anybody.
Drop mic.
Okay.
Dear balls, stay put.
Okay, so let's talk about relationships. Do you feel like your marriage has changed at all since you've lost weight?
Yes and no, if that makes any sense.
Elaborate.
Yes. We're curious.
Too. So my husband, I think he sees how happy I am, and he knows the people that I talk to. I tell him, "Hey, who's texting you?" I'm like, "Oh, it's Lindsay. Where does she live? Oregon." So that's a little different. But I think he's getting to be more accepting than he was in the very beginning, because he sees how happy I am, and he sees that I'm trying more to do more with our daughter, and in general, I think I used to make a lot of excuses before not to do things, and I think I'm trying a lot harder now and able to do things. So I think for that reason, it was hard in the beginning, especially with a very scary thing right after that seemingly could have been preventable had I not had the surgery, but one never knows if there was like an underlying issue. So I think it was hard in the beginning, but I think it's only stronger now because of it.
What about friendships? I mean, we talked a little bit about career stuff, but what about any friendships that have been affected by your weight loss? Good, bad, ugly?
I lost one friend. I don't think it was directly related to the surgery. I think it was more, circumstantial that she moved halfway across the country, but she definitely changed after I had the surgery.
Is that the one who gave you all those cute clothes?
No. Oh. She just moved to Georgia like last summer.
Okay.
This girl moved like last summer.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Antonia. So I don't think I lost any friends. If anything, my circle has exponentially grown. I had a lot of my friends moved away after college, so I didn't have a lot of friends locally to begin with. So to have friends across the country who have such a common root, that's familiar with all of us, it's just grown my friendship circle more.
And what about the weight loss surgery community? How do you feel like that's impacted your journey?
I don't think I would have been nearly as successful. I think I owe a lot of the credit to the support and the sounding board that the community is, even if it's just to listen to someone saying, "Oh my God, I need a piece of bread." Or
it was the book group hangouts, right? That we. No, I'm just kidding.
books? What?
Books? Huh?
Just for the hangout part of that.
Yeah. No, I think it was, it was very weird at the beginning. I was kind of, because WSFA was right after I got back to work. I didn't really know who anybody was, and I was looking at all these pictures online and saying, I want to be their friend, and now I am. That's in a very short period of time you connect with people. So I think that bonus, if anything, to have the community.
And what about making videos?
Oh, well, I just talk about bullshit now.
I'm really missing your car cussing videos.
Soon. I'm telling you, if a little bit more daylight.
Okay.
I'll be able to hear the traffic again. The traffic report.
You really can't make a good car video in the dark. You really can't.
Yeah,
I know. I made like 2, and then I remember like having to adjust the visor. I'm like, this is just not working.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't even know, why did I make videos? I only watched like 3 people pre-op, and I think, in looking back on it now, wow, was I different. But there's
Who were the 3 people that you watched?
You, Lindsay, not lying, and there was a girl her name was Gastric Sleeve For Me, and I think she was in New Jersey. She needs to
be on the show with us tonight. Then
I had no idea. Awesome.
Yeah, so she made videos. I don't know, she had her surgery a while ago, but I think she was in New Jersey, and she was did the food hauls and the appointment videos and all that stuff. There's one really funny video. It's the morning after I was readmitted. Go watch that with a drink. I was so high on those.
Gretchen on Dietary.
I remember sitting there, like, giving an explanation with a wiggly phone, and I remember being like, oh my god, Dietary, it's so good.
It was like a 5-minute video. I'm gonna go watch that tonight.
Yeah, it was cool. No, I like making videos, and I try and keep up. It's hard sometimes to keep up on people.
Yeah. Yeah, I go through phases where like I don't watch for a month, and then I just binge watch for like 3 days. Like I keep up on my weekly like 3 or 4, and then like I binge watch everybody else. Like I add watch later, and then I just go through them all. So you've been to one meet and greet, right, in Atlantic City?
Yeah, last August.
How did that go?
It was good. I think it was a good starting point. I had no idea what to expect. I went by myself. It was at Harrah's at a casino in like a rented room.
But when? Like when?
Late August of last year.
Got it.
So, I was pretty far out already, and I knew 2 people that went, who I knew online, Tina Milas, and
it was adorable.
Yes, the Facebook name of the person is Amy Caroline. She lives in South Jersey, so I knew who they were when they walked in the room, which was helpful. But
I want to meet Pink Fish Lily. You met her, right?
Who's that?
Janine.
Oh yes. I did meet her, yes. And I didn't talk to her as much as I wished I did, but she's cool. And the 2 guys who organized it, Gary, I forgot his name, he's in Connecticut, and then Philly Tomcat, who in Philadelphia, he's one of the organizers. So people stayed overnight. I did not, because I'm only 2 hours away. So I went for the day, and it was fun. They had, raffle, 50-50 raffles and stuff like that, and I put in all my tickets for WSFA tickets. I spent like $100 trying to get the WSFA tickets.
It only cost $100.
I was like, well, but you know what? All the money from the meet and greet goes to WSFA.
Oh, that's nice.
So
that's cool.
So, do you think you're going to have more fun in Chicago than you had in Atlantic City?
Because it's like
just
less so because I'm not there though.
I know. That's my fault.
No comment.
Because I wanted her all to myself. She gave me the choice.
She's still really mad at me about it. Mad at you.
Like, do you want me to go to Chicago or do you want me to come just visit you? I'm like, duh. Come just visit me.
Well, I could figure out stuff to do in New Jersey. You guys can come here.
I'd love to come to New Jersey sometime. Do you have cats?
No, I used to. No, so we don't have any cats.
There you go. Then I will not die staying with you.
Okay. Really quick because we're running out of time and everybody's going to go. So let's just do the tip. Lindsay, go straight on to the tip.
To the you want me to just put the tip in?
What? The tip that I would give somebody?
Yeah. Yes. What tip would you give a newbie?
just give me the tip, and so I'm like, wait, what? I don't have one of those to offer, but okay, yeah. If you could give one tip to a pre-op or newbie or what have you, what would it be?
Anybody? I would say stick to the plan that your surgeon gives you. Every surgeon's going to give something different. You know, you see people in the Facebook groups, especially, who are like, when can I have a soda? You know, if your doctor told you not to have a soda, don't have one. It's pretty easy. And then track your food. If coinciding with following what you're given, track your food. It's a very good visual, especially if you're a grazer like I was or am, to kind of see where 700 calories right now can easily go to snacks for me. So,
how many calories do you eat a day?
I would say I'm averaging between 1,300 and 1,400 a day right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many are you, Lindsay?
I average around 12 to 13.
Yeah, me too. Okay.
But I'm still trying to lose, and so like I don't know if I'm not eating enough or if I'm eating too much. I don't know.
Yeah, me either. Wendy Allison says, take me with you. I'm not sure to where, to Chicago or to LA. I'm not sure, but okay. And then Jim Haney's got to go because it's The Walking Dead. He says he's not sure he can continue to be friends with me if I don't like The Walking Dead. But hey. And then,
well, you didn't say you didn't like it. You just said you weren't sure.
It's like the same thing I mean, it's just like, okay, yeah, people are getting eaten by zombies or killing zombies.
I understand him. So.
And he says they wish they could come to Chicago, but they're going to be suffering through a Caribbean cruise.
Yeah,
I'm feeling you. Wendy wants to go on Jim's cruise. She doesn't want to go with us to Chicago.
Oh.
Okay. So inside the WLS studio.
Okay, girl, are you ready? I'm gonna fast fire. Okay. What's your favorite word? Go.
My favorite word? Okay, I got it.
You should know these questions.
Onomatopoeia.
That's a good one. What's your least favorite word?
No.
Ooh, yes. What turns you on creatively, spiritually, and or emotionally?
My kid.
Aww. What turns you off?
When she misbehaves.
Ooh, so your kid.
No, in all honesty, I would say arrogance.
Yeah. Oh, so I'm surprised we're friends. That's
why I like it.
I was going to say that too, but go ahead.
What's your favorite curse word?
Wait, you missed one. Oh, no, you didn't. Never mind.
You just see my
throw me off.
I was like, no, I didn't. Okay, what's your favorite curse word, Gretchen?
Motherfucker.
Motherfucker. What sound or noise do you love other than that just that you heard just now?
I would say water. Any kind of like, river, something.
Yeah, that's a good one. What sound or noise do you hate or dislike the most?
Cats fighting.
Ugh, yuck. What profession would you be other than your own that you would love to do? If you could do anything and money were no object.
Money? Oh, a vet tech. To somebody taking care of animals.
Yeah, cool. What about opposite? Like a profession you would never want to
do? Professional toilet scrubber.
Ew,
I hate cleaning.
If heaven exists, what do you want to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Not bad.
Not bad. 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs
Hey!
up. Motherfucker. No.
You gotta say it higher than that. You gotta go, motherfucker.
Yeah. Okay.
Here we go.
All right. So, what do we got coming up in the next couple weeks? Well, I think next week I'm not going to be here. Jennifer Bleacher's going to be here with Tanya, and I think Lacey. But Lacey did a video this week, and she said she may be showing up somewhere else. So I hope it's here that she's talking about.
That's what she was referring to.
I think it was here she was referring to. So Lacey will be here next week. She did a, oh, sorry, my alarm's going off at 6 o'clock. Hey, we did pretty good.
Yeah.
So Lacey will be here next week with Jennifer and Tanya, so you guys can catch up on what's going on with her. We're not going to have a show on the 13th because both Jennifer and I are going to be in Chicago, so no show. On the 16th, after I come back, which is not a Sunday, it's some other day of the week, which I'm not sure. Maybe it's a Wednesday, I think. Wednesday. We're going to have Dr. Katzen back on. So that's cool. We're going to be talking about tummy tucks and 360s and all that exciting stuff. And then on the 20th, we're going to have Banded Wendy here with us. So that's what we have coming up. So I'll miss you guys. I won't see you for like 3 weeks.
Oh my goodness. And I won't be here for 3 weeks either.
I know.
Or longer. But even despite that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Okay, you guys, have a great week, and I'll see you on the 16th. But tune in next week with Jennifer. Bye.